Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to be reacting to Elijah Mikaelson, A Purpose. This is a video by Daddy Negan. So yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be good. I mean, he normally puts out pretty decent videos. And yeah, let's jump right into it. If you have any videos you want me to watch in the future, just let me know down in the comments below, because that is primarily one of the main spots that I check first for when I'm creating new videos. And that's exactly where I got the idea for this particular video as well. There were a couple of different people who recommended watching this, so here we are. Without further ado, let's jump into it.
Love is a vampire's greatest weakness.
She died because of
Oh, that was from when they first turned, right?
I cared too deeply for her. And we are not.
That was season 1.
There is no power in love. Mercy makes you weak. Family.
That scene where he stakes Elijah in the first episode of The Originals, that was difficult to watch.
Clear that one part of it is broken.
To me, the very definition of the word broken suggests that something.
Oh, I like this line.
Perhaps there is hope for our brother after all.
I have all eternity to accomplish one single task.
My brother's redemption.
You're beyond pathetic, Elijah.
Who's more pathetic? The one who sees hope to make his family whole?
I haven't cared about anything for centuries. Why on earth do you?
Brother! Please, don't let them do this to me!
Another
Because I
difficult
failed
scene.
you. Because the first time our father laid a hand on you, I should have struck him dead. Klaus.
Elijah has some bars, man. That's just a
That's all I am
fact.
to you, isn't it?
Brother,
We have said.
All that needs to be said.
you do not.
That's right before he bites him, right? I think so.
You do not mix with them or try to change them.
He's never gonna change. Not even for his own daughter.
Oh, he already has. She has changed him.
You chase my redemption
I see a change in him.
like a man rolling a stone up an endless mountain.
Well, no mountain is endless, brother. Some are just steeper than others.
That was that's a Titan, right? That has that punishment in Tartarus.
What's that?
Unconditional love.
The unconditional love of family. The purpose of my life has always been your redemption.
Elijah has such a wholesome purpose. I just gotta say, like, all he wants is to save his brother. I mean, that's all he wants. That being said, you know, where was that compassion for Finn or Cole? I mean, yeah, okay, he does try to save them at the start of The Originals, but like, he let Finn be in a box for most of his life, so I don't know. But regarding his relationship specifically with Klaus and Rebecca, like, he's willing to go to the ends of the earth for that, and I absolutely love that and find that to be phenomenal.
Redemption.
You see, Marcel, my disease has always been blind devotion to my brother.
Oh, that's when he was asking Marcel to make him forget, right?
Let me go.
I will not let go. I will never let go.
I will stand by you. I will be your brother for 1,000 years.
You need only trust me.
I've trusted you.
You free Klaus today. Even if I have to burn that city to the ground.
Now more than ever, I need my brother, my closest ally, my blood.
You come at him. You come at me.
You're my
Also,
blood.
gotta say, I think that
My side. I
Marcel's able to pull out that dagger. I just think that's really cool.
Always!
I've come for my brother.
Choose him.
You're the only one I trust.
And whenever he has need of me, I have been there. I can't do that anymore.
This is going to be the end of always and forever.
Also, just as a side note, I really like how both the story in The Vampire Diaries and the story in the originals ends up really being a story about two brothers. I mean, in the originals, it's the overarching theme is family, right? But in both instances, it's like the main journey is for two brothers in one way, shape, or form, right? And it's kind of similar in terms of the path that we have for both Steph and Elijah, and then Damon and Klaus, right? Because both of like the quote-unquote bad brothers end up finding some form of redemption Damon through Elena and then Klaus through his daughter. Meanwhile, Stefan and Elijah, who start out feeling like the more noble or the good brother, although I would say, Elijah's definitely more brutal than Stefan is at his initial introduction, we end up seeing that they aren't all that different from the brothers that seem that from the outside they seem like to be night and day almost. And with Stefan's case, I mean, he was a ripper, and especially when he turns off his emotions, he's far worse than Damon ever really is. And then on the other hand, you have Elijah, who despite his I believe his mother's words are claim to nobility, he's no better than Klaus, right? He will kill and destroy just like his brother. The only difference is in Elijah's case, he hid those things away from himself, even in the recesses of his own mind. So, I mean, it's interesting to me looking back, seeing how like the TVD story evolved from being a story focusing primarily around Elena to being more about the two brothers, and then the story of Elijah and Klaus, despite having other family members also thrown into the mix. And Haley is also a big part of that show. Like, there are other pivotal characters in that journey. But it's ultimately the story of two brothers on both fronts. I really like that.
The vow that you have honored.
Always
Forget it.
and forever.
Let me go.
Yeah. And because of that, Haley dies. It's Elijah's fault
I've got a
that Haley
daughter
dies.
I haven't seen in 7 years, haven't spoken to in 5.
It all sounds like a recipe for regret.
Here to give me another pep talk on the joys of fatherhood. And now you sound like my brother. He was my lodestar.
What's my relationship like with your daughter?
You know, when Elijah thought you were dead, he said,
This was our family's hope.
"We lost our family's only hope." You gave her her name.
Hope Mikaelson.
That's so sad.
That was best.
We're bested! My invincible brother.
And poor Elijah.
Elijah has fire bars all the time, man. You were
He dedicates
bested,
himself
my
to everyone
invincible
but
brother.
himself.
End of season 1.
The promise always and forever. It anchored you, filled you, grounded you for 1,000 years. Remember that love.
We had glorious time together. You love us.
I still don't fully understand how the spell made him forget about his
Are
family.
your family.
Or maybe it's
The
perhaps
red door.
the
It's just a door.
interpretation of the initial words, right? The words that Marcel stated were interpreted in such a way that when he said, forget it, right? Your vow of always and forever, that extended to everything associated with that. So I guess it does make sense, but it's also like, why? Why did he have to forget everything? He could have just said, you are no longer bound by your vow or something, just to be like, you no longer feel bound to the idea of always and forever. It's not like he had to forget everything, but I mean, made for an interesting story.
You need me.
Let it all back in.
I can't do this without you, Elijah. Evening, Elijah. I need you with me.
Klaus.
We stick together as one. We're family. We stick together.
That we stick together always and forever.
Something you must understand about this family. Under threat, we take action, for better or worse. Whatever it takes to protect our...
I love the group shots of the entire family just walking in one direction.
family above all.
Family is
great.
always first. Now she is everything.
Yeah, another one.
With every fight, with every sacrifice.
They always have that like hero walk, like that purposeful walk, where it's like, all right, we are about to go into battle.
No one. Brother, we fought every adversary in this town and we have won.
Shall we? We'll fight them again.
No matter who they are, we'll make this home a fortress. I have come to believe that we are bound forever to those with whom we share blood. And while we may not choose our family, that bond can be our greatest strength. That bond is our greatest strength.
Yeah, but you still killed Marcel for no reason. Man.
This is us. The original
I had to say that. You made a mistake killing
together.
Marcel.
We remain together. Always, forever. To my beloved siblings, together beneath one roof.
Cheers. Cheers. You are a sentimental fool.
Perhaps.
After all, you've abandoned your eternal efforts to save Nick's soul. What's left for the legendary Elijah Mikaelson without that singular motivation?
Stabs.
Burdened with saving Nick's soul.
I intend to die by your side.
I still don't like this. I do not like this aspect of the story.
Greatest honor.
Elijah should have lived.
I don't deserve the love you've given me, brother. But I am so grateful.
So, I think I've mentioned this previously. I don't not understand the idea that Elijah dying at the end of the originals is like, it's like the end of his journey as well, because Klaus has now been saved, but it's also like, yo, you could figure out what's next. I mean, it should be, to me, it should have been his new purpose to protect Hope at all costs. I think that would have been a wonderful new path for his character. Although, I mean, that being said, I mean, how would they do that with the Legacy show moving forward? It wouldn't work, I guess, but I mean, I think that Elijah should have survived. That's just my opinion on that. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to reminisce on certain elements of the journey that Elijah takes over the course of the originals. I don't think they showed anything really from the Vampire Diaries, unless maybe one like group shot of them walking, but I'm not even certain on that. It's very possible that everything here was just from the originals, but I mean, that's the main aspect of his story. I mean, the biggest the focus shifted to these characters in their own show. I mean, we saw different elements and things about them previously in the Vampire Diaries, but I mean, this show really highlighted the relationship and the story about their family. So I mean, it's understandable as to why most of the things here come from the originals. So yeah, that's all I had to say. I really enjoyed this video. As always, Daddy Negan made a wonderful fan edit. And yeah, without further ado, let's end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.